streaming.
Sweet.
We are live. I did not do the green screen, did I?
Oh.
Let me go live.
I honestly am contemplating if I should just finish this on Procreate or if I should finish this comic on Clip
I thought
Studio.
you worked on it a lot more last night.
I only added panels. I didn't really like.
Oh, you didn't redraw anything?
No, I didn't really redraw anything.
Okay. How is everybody doing? What a
Hey yo.
what a good day to be alive, dude. This smells great.
Oh, our green screen.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Hello everyone. Really love the book. Awesome.
Let's go.
Yay, thank you. Thank you for getting the book and thank you for loving it.
Let me ping the Discord.
Very nice. Maybe I should just continue this. I mean, I really liked my drawing earlier in Clip Studio. I should have just like, I don't know. Maybe I won't work on it right now. I'll work on this one. I'll have to continue refining this a bit more because it's something to do. And I really want to see it in the illustration. Hopefully everyone's doing good. Bro, we've been getting all these little schmeckers.
It's just bots.
I know, they're
spam,
spam
bot
spammers.
stuff.
Yeah.
How is everybody doing? I'm ready to kick off this stream with a smile.
I hope that you guys are ready to smile a lot and do art. Ooh, this is honestly looking pretty good. I think the hood on Miko is working way better now.
Yeah.
And I'm
You feel like your
liking it.
eyes are a little bit big?
Probably they are big. They're cute though, but they are big. Let's
for the style that was in the last panel.
Yeah. Let me see. What did the last panel look like? No, I think they're pretty much the same kind of ratio. Like this is what it looks like here.
Okay.
It's similar, but maybe it may be a little bit bigger.
Ah.
See, you fix the hood? I sure did.
Oh
Sure
yeah,
did.
there's a lot of stuff here to fix.
Fox, what do you need help with?
But I really like how it's going.
Help me!
Help me? I don't help spammers.
So yes, we are just kind of doing the usual, you know, like tutorials and stuff. Feel free to ask questions. Don't forget, our anime art school is currently 20% off. This is our fundamentals school where we teach you the fundamentals of art in an anime direction. And that is currently 20% off with the code SPRING at checkout. We'll talk more about it later throughout the stream. Why do the glasses look like that? And why did her eye color change from blue to green?
I don't know what that means.
I don't know what that means. Her eyes are blue or like tealish.
Yeah, her eyes are tealish.
And I usually add like a green tint towards the end. I just haven't done it yet. And then her glasses are just not finished yet.
Yeah, I don't know if you know this, chat. This is the stage of the painting.
Yeah.
It is eventually going to get to this stage. Just like the last piece. Like this. And it's going to be probably full detail and finish just like this one. We'll see how far we want to go. Oh, by the way, yesterday I was playing with the idea. What if this was like destroyed instead?
I love the destroyed building.
I think that would be kind of cool. It'd kind of create like a nice
lore.
triangular focal point.
You know, actually, we came up with new lore after this destroyed building. What was it again?
I like that. There's like a civil war going on or something in
Civil
Miko
unrest.
Kingdom.
Yes. Hello, Lee. And then let's see here. I'm really liking it. I think I want our eyes to look more like this. Ooh, I'm so excited for the new test sprints.
Holy moly, chat.
Oh yeah.
You got no idea. Look at this. Are you ready for this? Are you ready? Are you ready for this?
Guys!
This is what it looks like now. That's looking real nice.
It looks so good.
This is the new test print that came out.
For heads.
Yep.
For head models.
Looks good, don't it? Oh yes.
Oh my gosh, it looks so. I just want to stare at it for
Dude,
for like
I do
hours.
too. For real.
Looks so good. And like, it won't smudge.
It doesn't
It's permanently
smudge.
on there.
It's permanently attached to my face.
Mm-hmm.
Who knows what that reference is from?
Permanently attached.
That is very, very fun. I really like it.
Are you gonna redefine the lines, like highlight them?
I don't know what do you mean
by
redefine?
the lines?
Oh, that's good stuff. Oh, it's so perfect for free run angle.
Yeah, literally.
And the nice thing is, by the way, now that this is actually printed on there, we can change eye shapes. We can make a June shape. We could make a Miko shape. We could make a Miki shape. This is kind of like a Miki shape. We could change the eye shapes and have
lines?
different versions.
Do you mean like the lines on the head, like the sides of the head, or do you mean like the eye, like the dark parts of the model? I'm not really sure.
I'm really enjoying it.
Yeah, I am enjoying it too.
So it was easy to draw a TV head character. I mean, if you can draw a TV,
Yeah,
then
TV's
it's
a
probably
box.
probably relatively easy. DAAOC heads, that would be fun.
That'd be
I think
so
we
cool.
might have to do that. Redefine, like, you mean like draw in there, like the orange ones like this? Maybe. I'm not sure. We haven't decided yet. Takes a long time to hand draw those lines, and it's a lot of labor. And I actually really like the subtler look of these lines. Like, if you're looking at it from an angle, obviously the lighting in here is super flat. But your lighting is not going to be as flat as ours is.
You're actually going to see them way better in your lighting, because our lighting is very like diffused, so it like fills in all the gaps
we have
and
lights
shadows.
everywhere in here. It's diffused, very diffused lighting.
The lines are to show the head planes. So that is what, and we marked them in our previous variation. So this is the hand-drawn version.
Yeah.
And we're currently making a version where this is the updated one.
Yes.
And this is gonna look like this instead of this, because this takes a long time to make. This one is like just permanent.
Well, we're gonna, if it stayed like this, we would 100% stop selling them.
Yeah.
It takes so long to build these and hand draw all the lines. It's just not worth it to us. We're sitting there like half the day drawing lines on heads.
Yep.
And we wouldn't sell them anymore. It's too much labor.
Yeah,
but they're really fun, and I'm super passionate about these heads, so we have to optimize them. There's no way we would continue selling them like long term. It's too much work, hand drawing on every single head.
Like maybe as a hobby, but as a business, it's like, you know.
Yeah, I really like the new ones, and they're much bolder. And the problem with these ones as well is they smudge. Like, you can smudge them. Even though they're sealed, if you rub your thumb on it hard, it will smudge, and you won't be able to get it off anymore.
Yeah, these hand-drawn versions, we do currently sell them on our TikTok shop.
Yes.
So you can get these right now.
Yes, you do have to be careful with them. They're pretty strong, but I'm talking like if the cat gets them or something, right?
Yeah. These ones are not released yet because we're still doing test
Yes,
prints.
those ones are not released.
Well, we're showing you guys progress pictures.
We have a good 50 or 60 sets of these that are still available.
Yep.
So you can go get them on our TikTok shop. They just take too long to make, so we're eventually going to discontinue them and replace them with something else like this.
Yep.
But these are going to be available for a while. Like, we got
plenty.
Loads of these that we've already built.
Yeah.
And they're available right now, and there's a female and a male version.
Yes.
There's the male version. This is exactly what they look like. And as of right now, all of the eyes are hand drawn. And we just have like an entire crate of them that we have already produced.
Yeah. Hi, where can I learn to hair? Learning to hair, I love that. Yeah, I can talk about some hair. How about the heads, because I couldn't resist. Oh, thanks. Brought the heads, nice.
Oh, nice.
Does it matter if my drawing has a big head and gets covered by hair, or is it going to be noticeable?
It will probably be noticeable, but I don't know if that's
a bad or good thing.
If that matters.
Like, just understand that when you add hair to an already big head, it's just the volume's going to make it more, like, make it bigger. So if you want that, then by all means go and do that, because it's your thing, right? So I think, like, if you want to draw hair, understand this part. What goes underneath the hair? I think that when people draw hair, they don't think about the scalp, especially the top here. Especially when they like try to draw on top, they stick it to the scalp, or they just like accidentally draw it way too low. So like, draw this part, you won't regret it, because then when you actually draw the hair, you can actually decide like, oh, how far away from the head do I want to add my hair? And that's what I think about. You know, so like if I want to draw Bob, it's like, okay, here's the shape language. Comes out from the scalp, then goes down, and then curls into the face. And I do the same thing on the other side. Boop. Boop. And so like things are starting to materialize now. Right,
Dude,
here's
I
our
need to draw
hairline.
too. What the heck?
And then you can add in your bangs. And your bangs just shows the front of your head. And so, like, it's not this, right? Because that does not show any form. You start from this point and you roll it out. You roll it out. Roll it out. Like, it's just, you're playing with Play-Doh. That's what you're doing. Can you explain how to separate back hair and bangs? Yes. You do this concept. Overlaps. You actually, like, define which section is what.
Yeah.
So, like, if I want to draw the bangs here, I draw the front section. So, like, here's my bangs. And I'm keeping it in the front. This is its own little section right here. The back will overlap this. So it will appear behind it, right? But, like, you've already separated this with this line right here that is contained. And so now when you add in the back, it feels like it's the back of the head rather than, like, I don't know, mushed in here. Like, this is undefined. Like, if it's just an outline, like, you can't really tell where it's going. So, like, you have to add in front, side, back. That's what I do.
How do I make a simpler version of the head construction I create with a method similar to Loomis and the triangle method? I don't really know what the triangle method is. It works very well, but it gets complicated, and I want something less visually chaotic. I would say as you continue to do more, you're going to be using a little bit more shorthand. And so, like Christina, for example, when she draws anime heads and heads in general, she, like, doesn't draw all the lines anymore.
Yeah.
Like, you do it so many times that eventually you get to the point where you don't really need to do every single line. You kind of add, like, little tick marks or measurements or something like that.
Yeah, like, this is what I usually do when I'm, like, kind of sketching out a rough character that I want it to look nice, you know, from the start. So, like, I construct, like, roughly construct, keeping in mind of the forms. Side profile bangs.
Is there a two-person that is basically doing nothing? First time here, huh?
Oh, wow.
Maybe...
you can stream instead, you know. You can do stuff instead of us.
Watching from the gym, nice.
Awesome.
Nice to catch this stream in this hour. Yeah, we're live a couple hours early today because we have dinner with my family and a movie and stuff. So we're going to be gone at the usual time. We'll be live for about an hour and a half more.
Yep. So side profile bangs. Okay. I'll just give you a really quick tip. Most of the time, bangs will curl outward. So they don't go like this. Okay? We don't want that. Here's our hairline. So this is the physics of hair. When it's really short, it comes out straight. Looks like that, right? But then when it gets longer and longer, it starts drooping. Like this. And it wraps around the head. So it's doesn't just stick out infinitely like this unless you like gel it out. It's like comes out, then goes down. And it's not a piece of paper where it's like super straight like this. It's malleable, it's bendable. So we want to make sure that our curve comes out like this. And so now when you draw it on your face, which is on a side profile, you're like, oh yeah. And that's a clump. And once again, everything's in 3D. So it's not just like, oh, hair. It's what are the blobs, right? Front side of the bangs. And that likes to curl into the face because, I don't know, just kind of looks nice design-wise. You can get this very, very nice brush on our website or on our profile for free.
Yeah.
This works for Photoshop, Procreate, Clip Studio. Not other programs. If your program can support an ABR file, then it'll work.
All right.
What do you mean? How do you measure your drawing with your eyes when you draw? It's a good question.
Yes.
You look back and forth. So, like, for instance, I think a good example of this is, like, drawing eyes symmetrically in a front view. Ooh, that's not a good circle, but whatever. So, like, if I'm drawing a face here, which I'm also using measurements, but, like, let's say with eyes, I'm drawing one shape on one side, and I'm drawing another shape on the other side, and I'm using my center line as a measurement. So then I'm thinking, okay, what are my points here? I think of eyes like little points that I can use to measure. So then I'm like, okay, this point looks like it's about here. Or, I mean, maybe do you mean by, like, do you mean measuring as in, like, proportional measuring? Like, oh, here's the proportion of the body, and you do it by eye? Or is it something like this where you're like, oh, I want to measure this length to this length? I mean, it's a very similar process. You kind of just look back and forth.
Marco Polo.
Marco Polo it. So you're like, okay, yeah, these points, do those look symmetrical? Does that look symmetrical? Does this look symmetrical? And you're like, okay, connect the dots. Connect the dots. And now you're like, oh yeah, I got a shape that's mostly symmetrical. Help with eye placement when drawing side profiles. Okay, I'll give you what not to do. All right, here's you have your side profile. Do not, okay. There's only so much movement where your eye's gonna be. Your eyes are not gonna be like over here, okay? That's way too big. Your eyes like to sit between your brow and between your nose. This is a comfortable area. Now, it can be a little bit bigger than that. And another thing is, we do not want it pressing against the face like this. Your eyes are actually more inset. So for example, look at this here. Look at that. It's not exactly close to the edge of the face. It's actually a little bit more inward. You can even see it in like this head here, for example. Here's the gap on the nose, and here's the actual eye. Watching your live is the first thing I'm doing after waking up. Ah, yay, getting that dopamine rush.
Yes.
So I like to give a little bit of distance, right? It's not exactly here, unless it's in a specific angle, but it's actually gonna be back here. And the side profile of the eye is not going to be like this, right? But instead, it's going to be more of a shorter triangle, and this is the barrier. So your side plane looks like this, okay? And then your edge of the eye does not go beyond this point. Please don't. Please don't make it go beyond this point.
Oh.
Okay? It's got to be within this area, and that's how it's going to look more proportional. So that's what I would do.
Noise. All right, so I think we're actually going to be making this piece. Her kingdom is under civil unrest,
and there's a terrorist attack.
And there's some sort of like an attack or sabotage or something, and so we're actually going to blow a chunk out of this right here. And like it already makes sense, right? Because this is under construction, and it's like, oh no, someone blew up the bridge.
Yeah,
our bridge is broken. Now our building's broken. And yeah, so that's what I think we're gonna do. We're slowly like developing this story over time.
Yeah,
so
poor Miko has to deal with a very uncertain time in her kingdom.
I mean,
and meanwhile, Miki throws a party.
Yeah.
Your life is too interesting for me to go to sleep. It's almost midnight. Oh yeah, we get that quite often. People be like, I gotta sleep, but man, I gotta keep watching for some reason.
Yeah.
Screaming mouths from side profile. Okay. Okay. The weird thing about anime is that the mouth shape doesn't really change. Like it doesn't like get lower unless it's like a specific style. In real life, your mouth moves like this. Okay. And this is what this is kind of like what I teach in our anime art school. Oop. We don't want to unhinge jaw, right? So your mouth does not open from here. It opens from back here. So if we move the skull, like look at the pivot point. So when you're drawing like a realistic person in side profile, the jaw will move down further. But in anime, it's not necessarily the case. You're actually just kind of keeping the side profile the same. I mean, or if you want to drag it down a little bit for extra effect, totally fine. But this is just what I'm noticing, right? Well, this is what I notice a lot in anime is they will instead move the nose and give more breathing room for the mouth. They'll move the nose and brow ridge higher a little bit, and then they will go like this. So think of
they want more realistic kind of like a Death Note or something.
Like a Death Note.
So it's basically a realistic head with anime eyes.
Yeah. Okay.
Proportion wise, they just kind of clarified.
Okay, got you. So what I would do, you know what? Let's just look at like Death Note, and their style and how they break it down, right? This will take me a little bit of time. So Death Note.
I'll just switch to my screen for now if you want. I thought you said Death Note yaoi for a second. I was like,
funny.
what?
Oh, that's funny.
Okay,
I found one. That's pretty good.
That's not too bad.
That's pretty good. So something like this, right? How do we break this down? Well, understanding that the mouth, once again, is not a sticker. It's not like this, okay? It is actually overlap. So what your lip does, what?
I don't.
So what your lips do.
That's literally what it does.
That's
like,
true.
It's
ah.
You can look at me in this stream and
Yeah, and just use that. So what I like to do for this is I like to carve, you draw a cylinder and I carve the shape inside. This is like the breakdown. And then your teeth, your tongue, all that stuff kind of radiates, or not radiates, it goes around this form. And so you're basically thinking about this, but in a side view. So let's go ahead and draw this guy here.
If you opened your mouth just now, go ahead and hit that follow button.
Yeah. So here, side profile, mark out your proportions as always. His jaw is going to be a little bit longer this time because we need to fit the mouth. But it's not like by like a lot, not like this.
And it like comes up a little bit more at an angle because now it's like tilted.
Yeah.
So it's like this angle right here is going to be more.
Yeah.
Because it's hinging from here. So it's not going to be like, it's not going to come down. It doesn't do this, right?
Yeah, it does not do that.
It does this.
It goes backward.
So this, all of these angles change around that part right here. That
Yeah. So like here's the ball of the mouth, or like that cylinder, and you are just like drawing that shape in. Here's this on here, and you poke the lip out like that. Poke the lip out. Poke the lip out. Your chin kind of comes really shortly afterwards, just because like you're opening your mouth and stuff, and that kind of stretches it. And then you add in your teeth, tongue, and then this right here is the side of your mouth. It's inside of your mouth. So like, look at that. Looks nice, right? And it's very similar to this, how it's done. Now he made it a little bit more boxy, or this artist made it more boxy. So like, totally up to you of how you want to do it. If you wanted to open it wider, you know, you can stretch it a little bit, but keep it within the same size. Or if you want it a little bit more in a different angle, you know, you can narrow it. But that's how I would approach it. Yours helped a lot more. Oh, thank you. I appreciate it. Now, this is like, you know, he made it so like it just fits his angle. And I think it is drawn correctly. It's just I showed it a little bit with a little bit more detail. But like, that's how I would do it. And then here's someone yelling. Now, like for me, ooh, I'm tilting my canvas a little bit too much. I like to sometimes exaggerate it by going like this. I scrunch up the face, and then I really go in and just curve this lip up. But it's the same concept as this. I'm just exaggerating. So like, this is more like a comedic effect. Because then you can go in, and this is what I like to do, chat. Okay, lip, teeth, back of the mouth. And guess what this is? This is overlaps. It's the stair stepping. Like that. Colton talks about this a lot on our streams. But we use this concept a lot to show depth, even in side profiles. Because side profile isn't like sticker, right? It's not like this. We don't want that. We want this. Overlap. You know, we can even overlap the tongue in here. Right, just to make it more exaggerated. What pencil brush are you drawing with? This right here. Have you seen Hoppers? We're actually going to be watching that tonight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it good?
I hope it's good. You might want to exit that out real quick.
Huh? Oh, I don't know why that's...
It's really hard for me to apply the Loomis method when drawing a head from an extreme top angle. Could you show how to approach that? Well, an extreme top angle, if you look at this here, just looks like this. And so it's like the head, chop off the sides, right? You look at it a little bit more. Chop off the sides. The ears go back like this. Actually, we want to extend the back of the head so it's not like he has a brain. Back of the head, and then nose. That's like you're looking at a head from the very, very top. Now, when you are slightly lowering it, you are then showing just a little bit more. It's like the Loomis method is a great breakdown for like a lot of 3/4 heads. It's great for like the front view. It's great for most angles, but like you might need to understand a bit of foreshortening to do this. So like for me, I like to think of it in terms of a box. If I'm looking down at this box looks like that. If I'm looking slightly down at it, or like a little bit more, yeah, slightly down at it, this will be my box instead. So here's my top. I see the top, but I see only a little bit of the front. And so this might be what a lot of people want to do. So just understand that look at how much shorter this side is. And look how much wider this side is. And that's similar to the head, right? This has become shorter than if it were from the front view. So like you really just got to keep that in mind. So use this box as a guide, not like you don't have to fit the head inside this box. We do have a video on, wait, 1 second. Can you do eyes on a side profile and 3/4? We do have a video that says how to draw both eyes at any angle on our YouTube channel. If you want, that could probably help you. I did talk a little bit about eyes on the side profile here. I'll talk more about it again. I cover a lot of these angles, like the front, side, 3/4, and putting features on it in our anime art school, which currently is 20% off. So you can just take a screenshot for reference really quick. 3, 2, 1. We'll show more about examples later. But here, before in the front view, my chin would be down here because that's the ratio. But now, because we're looking slightly down at it, it has become shorter. Then this really tapers down. When you're looking down at the head, the nose faces down like this. So what happens with this kind of view is that your nose and your mouth are closer together, but your eyes are further from these features. That's the overlap that happens. But like I do still think of the Loomis method, but like only roughly. Like I still think about the side of the head, top of the head, you know, the rough proportions. Right here, mouth will overlap. And when you are looking down at someone, you'll see more of like the top lid facing downward. So these lines are very important because if I drew an eye from the front view like this, you know, it doesn't look right. Looks like it's kind of going outside of perspective. So we want to match the perspective. And then brows will go closer to the eyes as well. So like that looks pretty convincing. And I've done a lot of these angles because I really wanted to practice them. So here's your forehead. Here's the top of your head. And now you got head looking down. Head from below. Head from below is always difficult. So even I have trouble with this. But if you look closely, your eyes and your nose now cross over each other. They're overlapping. And the mouth is a little bit further away. Now this is like a very hard angle to do. So just be patient with yourself. I would say notice the chin, the bottom of the chin, and the overall distance between the top of the head and the bottom of the chin. Sometimes that helps me. But I can't do it perfectly either. So I'm going to try my best. So like what I do is I mark out my bottom of my chin. And it's this particular shape right in here. If you want to go in for a more anime style, you know, we have one of our head models right here that mimic the head planes, but just smoother. So you can still see that even in an anime head and a realistic head, that triangle is still there, surprisingly enough. Right, because it's all based off of real life. So also keep in mind that your head also continues to taper downward, right? It doesn't get wider. This is one of the main mistakes that I made because I always made it super straight and it just looked really awkward. So I make sure to taper it in. Taper it in. Your ears are lower. Your nose is higher, right? Everything becomes more converged together. So like your eyebrows, your eyes, your nose are closer together, but your mouth is further away. And when you are drawing the features, so the nose is just a triangle because we're looking up at it, right? We look up at this nose right here. It's literally a triangle. That's all you have to think about. It's a triangle. And then when you're drawing your mouth, the mouth is, for me, one of the hardest parts, but like it wraps around a ball. It looks like this.
Is the head models available to buy?
Yes.
Which ones?
Not this one.
This one.
Sorry.
This one is an Asaro head, and they only come in like a really big size. We 3D printed this one ourselves. These models are available on our TikTok shop. We make them. We built the model ourselves in Blender, and yeah, for your convenience, you can go get it on our TikTok shop if you want.
These are great.
Right
I even
here?
use these to this day. Like
Yeah.
I used them for this illustration, you know, right in here. I try to figure out the proportion of her head, and I use that, and I'm like, oh yeah, this is the angle that I want. So I just drew it from there. And it also helps with the marked head planes, so that helps a lot as well. Only on TikTok shop?
Right now, yeah.
Yes. only on TikTok Shop. We do want to do internationally, but we don't really know how to do that just yet.
Yeah, we just got them up a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
And we're going to be looking into international shipping. We're going to try to get them on our own website.
So I'll talk really quickly about side view eyes. I know that people have been asking about it. So understand that when you're drawing whatever shape that you're doing for an eye, when a side view is like when you cut it in half, right? It's the exact like center. Let me just draw a prettier eye because it's cuter. So here's my eye shape. Once again, this goes in perspective, right? In a realistic head, it looks like Pac-Man. There's a lid, eyeball, lid, looks like this for the most part. But we want to think of this in anime, but like we still got to see this relationally, right? And because this wraps around a sphere, when you draw from the side, it's not like flat like this, but rather sphere, Pac-Man. But you are animifying it a little bit, so you're just like maybe extending the lash line a little bit, but you are rounding out the iris area. And here, down here, this lower lid right here is not a straight line, but rather going around the form. Everything is form drawing. We always talk about this a lot. But whether you're drawing anime style, semi-realistic style, realistic style, everything is form. So understand, like, you want this to feel like it's in 3D. And that's what's going to help you a lot. Thank you for the follows, guys. So here's my eye. And interesting thing about irises, or sorry, the pupils, is that they are actually more inset. So there's a weird thing. There's a weird thing about eyes because there's actually two lenses. There's a convex lens and a concave lens. And we use the flat earth theory for this. So basically, here's your eye, your iris, right? Here's the bottom of the iris. Not like this is not like the most accurate representation, but it's like good enough. This is the ice wall. Here's us. We're flat earth, right? Not saying that this is true, but I think it's a great analogy.
So at least something good needs to come out of it.
Something good needs to come out of it. So this is our ice wall. This is us. Then we have a dome. Right? This is why highlights can be really confusing, because it's like, why is it going around this surface and I see all this detail in the eye? It's because of this structure. So our dome, or the firmament, is basically like a concave surface. And when a highlight hits on it, it wraps around this concave surface. So when I draw this right in here, we will shade this as if it's like a concave lens, like this. But then when we add the highlight, it's round. So like that's why it looks like that. It's weird, I know, but yeah, it's nature, right? But like now it looks more accurate rather than drawing an eye that looks like this, which is not accurate. This feels more realistic. Ramen bowl, yeah, that's a great analogy too. Ramen bowl.
Or with a big bubble on it, I guess.
With a big bubble on it, yeah.
Or flat Earth.
Is realistic much harder than anime style?
They both have the same fundamentals.
Yes, they both do. If you've grown up drawing anime your whole life, it will seem easier. But realism and all that stuff, it's not that. I mean, I don't know. They're different, but they do have the same fundamentals. You know, like for me, for instance, if I want to draw anatomy, you know, I would look at the real source. Like, oops, wrong one. I will look at realistic anatomy. This is for my figure drawing class. This is what I do to learn anatomy. I learned the structure, the normal realistic proportions. And I learned all of this stuff so that when I draw an anime style body, I have this to reference off of it. All I'm doing is I'm like, oh, I'm just changing the body type. Oh, I'm just making the head bigger. Oh, all the traps, the deltoid, the pecs, the obliques, they're still the same. But it's just heavily simplified. Man, I had a demo earlier. You know what? I'll just pull it up from our live class. Oh wait, we have our live class tomorrow.
Yep.
So I taught torsos the other week. And this is what came out of it. Here's the anatomical version, right? Everything's all marked out. There's nice flow. Here is the more attractive version. But it's the same thing. You're just like omitting out detail. Now I think I made the abs a little bit too like defined, but like, you know, that's what I think about. I'm like, oh, designing. Here's a cast shadow. I am not going to draw all these striations anymore. Oh, here I'm going to shade this area right in here. I'm going to not draw all the bits and bobs in the abs, but I'm just going to define the edge, right? So that's what you're doing when you're stylizing. That's what you do when you're stylizing, whether it's for anime or for something in between. Where do you find resources for referencing anatomy?
All over.
All over.
There's a lot of them on Pinterest. You can find books on it. You could look into Morpho. You could look at Stonehouse's anatomy. There's a lot of books, like anatomical breakdowns. You can search on Pinterest or on Google. You'll find them.
Yep.
There's a lot of them. Sorry, I'm kind of distracted right now, chat. I'm detailing out this.
Detailing out that thing. Nice.
So it started as this really rough, and then
ooh, okay.
I have been working on this a little bit.
It's like blurry vision, then focused vision.
Yeah, it does kind of feel like blurry vision and then focused. But I've been kind of busy. Sorry.
If you want to do like analytical anatomy, but also from an artist perspective, Michael Hampton is great. Michael Hampton, Design and Invention. I reference that book a lot.
It's good.
Michael Hampton, his book is great. He has a lot of ways to break down the figure. We took a class on figure drawing that's analytical and also portraits that has this method in it. So like I'm very familiar with how he breaks it down. And I really recommend this book, Design and Invention. Figure drawing, design, and invention. You'll know it. It has like a head on it, with a bit of red on it, and there's like a body underneath. Here's a question. What made y'all fall in love with Art Foundation? As someone who's been drawing since very young and has neglected learning fundamentals, I fear that I will hate it. Good question, honestly.
It makes you good.
Yeah,
makes you good. In short, it is the only thing between you and being a professional artist, like professional quality art. Is those fundamentals, and it's really fun to learn about. It's awesome making progress. It's awesome seeing how you practice something a lot of times and then it shines through.
Yeah.
It's like, it's the technique.
Oh
it takes you from a cook to a chef, right?
Yeah.
It takes you from winging it and not knowing to confident and understanding what you're doing and being able to reliably and consistently produce work. It gives you answers to why something is not working. You go, this isn't working. I don't know why. And now it's just like, I got a solution for that. I got a solution for that. I got a solution for that.
Yeah. Can we join the live class? Unfortunately, live class has already started, so you can't sign up for it.
Yeah, we're already on like week 4 or something.
But our anime art school has a figure drawing class that basically teaches the same exact thing. And I will also update those classes as well to add more stuff. You know, every single thing that we learn and we really want to add in, we update for free. So this is all stuff that you will learn in our anime art school class. It's very in depth. And you learn a figure drawing process and how to break down the body just like this. And the proportions, you will learn proportions just like this that you memorize, and then you do it over and over again. So like,
what was that question, on TikTok or YouTube?
TikTok.
Okay.
Yes. So here's just various examples, hands. And so this is the figure drawing process that I walk you guys through. You can get it here.
Would you say taking classes is more helpful than studying books, or is person dependent? I think for me, classes help a lot more. For me, classes help a lot more because it's like video format. I think video is such an effective way of communicating. You can hear the person, you can see, there's like multiple points, right? You can visually see it, you can hear it, and you can like watch the demonstration done. Books are great because they're really affordable. You can come back to them a bunch of times. You can do whatever. You know, you can copy and look at them. And I think they're just different. But in my experience, most people learn better from classes just because there's more, there's like more of a way for them to like understand and see. But books are great. Like, they're phenomenal. I think a lot of people learn well out of books as well. You know, ideally both.
So I think people are asking about clothes. Love looking at anatomy. My goal is to make nice looking bodies. Absolutely. And that's why, that's actually why I started learning anatomy and having more fun with it. Cause I try to look at like, what would it be like if I finally learned it? And then that motivates me a lot personally.
Yeah. It is very motivating.
What's a simple way of making clothes folds look naturally? Wait, hold up. Of making clothes fold naturally without having it to be overcomplicated. So overcomplication comes with trying to define every single line and not knowing what's going on. So like I've definitely drawn a lot of clothes where everything just looked like a big wrinkled mess. And I'm like, but I drew everything from the reference. Like, why does it still look like so messy and gross and disgusting? Right? Why does it just look like laundry that you haven't folded and you just left on the ground? It's because you are thinking about the lines and you're not thinking about what causes the fold. If you think tension and compression, that will help you a lot. So like what's causing, like for instance, someone's asking about raising the arm up, so I'm going to do that as an example as well. When someone's raising their arm up, that is causing compression and tension. So especially in the sleeve. Tension and compression are very important. I talk about this in our anime art school and our clothing drawing class. Sorry for my messy handwriting. You will find these lines or find these points, okay? Tension for folds looks like this. You will see that the folds radiate towards a point. Whether if it's from the shoulders, whether it's from raising the arm up, whether if it's from like, going diagonally, it can go diagonally. It can go down. But notice that they're all going to this point. It's kind of like a vanishing point in perspective. But they will not do this. Okay? That's not tension. Now, compression, on the other hand, you will find those folds towards the bottom of clothes or towards like joints. And you will see more of this. You will see zigzags. You'll see diamonds. You'll see this outline for the most part. Or simplification of it. Like you will see these diamonds. You'll see overlapping triangles. And so this is the pocket of shadows. These are shadows. And surrounding it are the folds.
The pocket of shadows, dude. That sounds like a Harry Potter.
Pocket of
Harry Potter in the pocket of shadows. I don't know. It sounds like that to me.
Oh my gosh, that's so funny. So the simpler the better. It's more like what's the intention? Like
I would say like it's not the simpler the better. It's the more effectively you can direct people's attention the better generally.
Yeah, I have some references that I can do. This
so
right here.
Things look complicated when like people don't know where to look. There's a lot of stuff, but nobody's directing their attention.
Yeah.
And so it's like you kind of pick a point. You could think of it as a focal point in clothing, right? A focal point, like where do I want the eye to focus?
Yeah.
And then you kind of can give people something to chew on in that focus area and leave other areas maybe just detailed enough that if they kind of glance over it, it holds or it pathways to something else that you want them to look at.
Mm-hmm. Like for me, if I'm looking at this outfit right here, I don't look at every single line. Instead, I look at what's happening. So like, oh, this is tucking, whoops, wrong layer. This is tucking behind this. And all I need to do is just show a few folds that describe it, right? I can get rid of all of these in the middle lines right in here. I don't have to pay attention to all this and all that. I don't have to pay attention to, all these little lines right in here. But instead, I'm just looking what's causing it. So for me, if I were to simplify this, I would say, oh, this is important. Oh my gosh, I'm doing the wrong layer again. Okay. This is important because that shows the shape of the fold, not the fold, the outfit. This to me is important because it is tucking in behind the arm, and this is important because this shows the thickness of the cloth. So like that's what I think about. That's the filter that goes through my head. And other folds, like how is it tucking in? Like this fold is important to me. But all of this in the middle, I don't really care about it too much unless it's a seam line, and the seam line I will show. And also the blazer I will show because that's part of the outfit. So like here, automatically, we just drew a few lines, just showing what's happening. Where's the tension, where's the compression? And now it looks detailed enough. You're not going like, oh, there, in here, in here. You're like controlling or you're deciding what you want to show.
What do you think of this?
Ooh, that's really nice. That is really
You like
nice.
it?
Yeah. So like same thing here. I want this fold because that looks important to me. Because I like the dimension that it's giving. This right here is important because it's causing a silhouette change. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to emphasize this part. Boop. But I don't have to like draw the whole entire fold like this. I can just go like, oh yeah, overlap a little bit. This comes out. This I like to add for a bit of form, right? So form, the cause and effect, right? This fold looks important to me, so I'm gonna do that. But everything in between, like all this stuff, I can just omit a lot of it. So like maybe I like this area and this area, but like everything else can kind of disappear because it's like it's still providing the same function, right? This is important because this is a change in texture and a change in the location of the fold, or in the location of the sleeve. So now we have moved to the cuff, and the cuff, it's its own separate piece. So it like looks organized. It looks organized. And this part is where people get really, really carried away. But what I look for is, where are all these folds going? They're going over here because all I'm seeing is a bunch of folds radiating from this point. That's a tension. So like I'm going to show the tension first. Like I definitely want to show these major plane chains like this, plane changes, but I want to just show a few that go towards this point. And then, you know, some areas of smaller folds for design, and then the rest can just kind of like relax a little bit. So this spirals over and around, but I don't have to add in the in-betweens. It's like I already understand the gist of the outfit. And that's what we have to do as artists. Like, we have to compress things. We have to simplify, because if we try to show everything, you don't show anything. Like, right? That's kind of the logic. So like less is more, but like not too little. But then you get art styles that just have no folds whatsoever, but instead they do seam lines. So like Family Guy, right? Was it Family Guy that did that? Or
yeah, like The Simpsons, Family Guy, a lot of cartoons. Like they literally will have no folds. They'll just have like the value graphics of the shirt and pants, and then they'll maybe have a little bit of a seam line.
Yeah.
So it depends on like what kind of project you're working on. You'd be amazed at how much they simplify. Just so much.
Like here's a majorly simplified version, but it achieves the same effect as this. It's not exactly realistic, right? But I'm still thinking tension and compression. Here's like tension and compression in a way, because like your joint is pushing it together, and therefore it creates like this kind of effect that comes out like that. You know, this fold I like to emphasize because it's a nice looking fold. We lovingly call it the 6-7 fold, but you know, that's for memes only. Blazer. All this tucks in. Here's those compression folds that I want to show, because that's like logical, right? Here's the cuff. Ooh. Here's the rest of the outfit, which is a pipe fold. Boop, boop. And so like all this fold, like look at this. This connects to this perfectly, because I'm showing the connection of these folds. Another reason why people get really confused with folds is because they're not connecting to each other. Like one fold will appear here, but then they will for some reason disappear somewhere else. So like you have to make sure that you are continuing that story of where the fold is going, or else, you know, your viewer is going to miss.
That's exactly how I'm drawing these bricks as well.
Yeah, exactly. Like you know where they are, you know what's causing what fold, you know where it's going, and if you start breaking that, like all of a sudden, like I don't.
Confolded. Yeah,
confuddled. Like for some reason, like why? Well, actually, never mind. That actually works as well. It's hard to draw bad folds for me. But let me think. It's kind of hard to do this. 1 second. If I start like disconnecting, like all of a sudden I have a fold here. But even that works. What the heck? I'm not making a very good example here. But you get what I mean. If you break the logic, it breaks the viewer's attention as well. It makes it very obvious. But anyways, I'll need to find a better example of like what not to do versus what to do, because I've drawn clothes so many times that it's become like more muscle memory. And you can get to that point too, like if you understand the tension and compression, where all these folds are caused from. Like you won't magically have a ruffle here, for example. Like that's like breaking reality.
Yeah.
But you will see more folds that are more like zigzag shaped. And that is within reality. But you can simplify and it still look real. So that's how I would break down folds, like for anything really. Like this works for dresses, this works for tuxedos, this works for really anything. Right? So here, I like this. I like areas of like nice shadows. right in here, for example, just looks fantastic. You know, all of this. Ooh, this is a great opportunity to design your shadows, right? People get confused about shadows, but what I like to do is I like to think, okay, my light is generally coming from this area, but look at the nice shapes this creates. I like to look for this. I like to find connection points to these shadows. And actually, Colton did really good studies of clothing.
You want me to bring it up?
Yeah, bring it up. That apply this knowledge. I don't see people connecting their shadows enough. They always try to make it separate. So like try to connect it. Try to be like, oh, we're like, these are like, I don't know, islands. And I want to like make them all unified. So like, oh, I'll design my shape like this. And automatically we have a light and dark. That feels logical because the shadow right here shows what's going on in the folds. And sometimes I don't even have to draw in the folds. I can just like leave it like this.
You want like the red one?
Yes, the red one. The red one's great. Hey, Kidons.
This is what she's talking about.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about right there.
This is like a clothing fold study that I did. You're talking about the shadow shapes?
Yep, shadow shapes.
Yeah, so in this, I grouped all of my shadows. My casts, my cores, all of these, I've just kind of grouped them together into one graphical shape. And it allows me to play a lot with like these really interesting shapes that taper and have a very interesting like dynamic flow to them. Like this and like that. And so the more you can design your shadow shapes and like really kind of think about these on their own, the better your shapes will look. And like the shapes are created by the form, right? So you have to understand dimensional drawing and lighting, and then you kind of switch back and forth in your head between two-dimensional shape, three-dimensional form that's causing the shape, two-dimensional shape. And so it's like this back and forth kind of game of catch in your brain where you're just like, right? This is dropping a little shadow right here, and it's because the collar is a cylinder and it's coming up and the light is coming in and it drops a shadow. But then I can go two-dimensional thinking, line that kind of tapers out and tapers back in, line that tapers out and in. Because if you're doing like a line work, you know, this is less interesting than this. And you can start to use perspective and lighting to make excuses to design something more interesting. You even did that with the
face.
Yeah, I did an exact thing with the face as well. Like the hair here, like this is a really, in my opinion, a very good excuse to find a cool dark mass against like the light background. And this wasn't obviously like a portrait or face study or anything. This was like a clothing study. But try to think about it that way. Like if you want to get better at drawing folds, start thinking in terms of what like excuses can I use to make something look interesting. And then this was another study.
I love that one.
This was like a Pinterest thing. Well, both of these were studies from some image from Pinterest and like a 5-value system, but ooh, this is coming along.
Ooh,
you like that?
I love it. I love it. Love it.
I think it's working pretty well, dude. I was just like, oh my gosh.
The class.
I love that. I love the little brick coming out. Oh.
The class/course you guys offer, is it live instruction or pre-recorded?
Pre-recorded. The one we're talking about is pre-recorded.
Yeah, Anime Art School is pre-recorded.
Yeah. It is self-paced. It is a big giant online like 1-year program, and you have it forever. It's a forever. It's a lifetime. You own it for life.
Yep.
And so it's good. Like there's a lot of stuff. It's kind of like a college. I teach all of like what I know about painting and everything. So this whole background that I painted, like all the tools, I didn't do this in the school. This was done during live streams, but everything that I do, I teach in my painting class, and all the perspective that I know I teach as well.
And to this quality.
Yeah.
We have some questions. Do you have an advice for drawing different heights? The book I've read said you have to line up the hip area, but it doesn't seem right to me. I always draw do you mean like different heighted people standing on the same plane? And I'll kind of answer that as if it is the question.
Have you been reading YouTube
later.
chat at all?
I've just read a YouTube chat.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I was completely ignoring both chats, and painting, and I also had kind of.
Oh crap! I forgot to draw a shirt on this.
What's his TikTok? This is my TikTok. This is our TikTok. We run it together. I don't have a personal account.
Yeah, so this is what I would do to draw a shirt from that's being raised up, because we see the bottom of the shirt. Now this is like a really exaggerated version, but like here's tension folds coming from this shoulder area and pipe folds. Oh, oh.
Cap, unfortunately, neither of us really know anything about getting into animations art school. Neither of us animate. Your drinks always look throw refreshing. They're very refreshing. Can anybody guess what flavor this is?
Then the actual name. Okay, so yes. All right. So I used to draw. So when I was a kid, I drew a lot of couples because I was romance girly. And I liked drawing. I was a shipper at heart, and I still am a shipper at heart. So, but I always struggle with like, how do I make the guy taller? How do I make the girl taller? What I do is I draw the taller person first, because I can then relationally draw the shorter person. So like, draw the taller person with a good proportion, because they just look like a normal person at the end of the day, right? So here's like a normal person. Let's make him like this, and then you decide, okay, now where is the height of my female character or whoever, guy or girl? Oh, I want it to be on the shoulders, because that's a cute height difference, right? So I'm like, okay, the top of her head will be here, and the roughly, you know, the head will basically be around the same size.
Mango or guava, pineapple. I actually don't know what flavor it is. I know what the name of it is. What is it? Nah, you taste it.
It's a type of ice cream.
Oh yes, it's a type of ice cream, chat.
Yeah. So then I'm like, okay, here's my head, here's the bottom of my feet. If I know my proportions, you know, the proportion ratio will still be the same. I know that halfway from this length to this length is going to be my crotch area. And if I want this to be like a younger person, then make the head bigger, but the body ratio will still be the same. So like here's a crotch.
Is it this?
Yeah.
Okay.
Here's a torso. You know, the hand, you know, is over here now, because the hand reaches around the thigh. And of course, like, you start somewhere, but like now you've drawn to someone that's shorter than this person, all because you only started with the tall person. But you wouldn't really know their height unless you draw them together.
Is your class good for an intermediate artist who has been practicing fundamentals for a while? Absolutely. Like, oh my gosh, dude, it's really, really good for that, because I teach all of like my really advanced painting stuff as well. I teach the fundamentals, calculating cast shadows. I'm talking specifically about my painting class right here, but I also have a perspective class. Like, calculating cast shadows. So if like you already have been practicing fundamentals, this will help you a lot, because it'll just solidify it. And then I go into bunch of stuff. Material indication, right? I teach you how to paint stone and look at other materials and paint them and break them down. Like, we got this material, we got this material, we got a plastic straw, we got the water droplets, you know, wood texture, wood barbed wire. I teach you how to color different environments with different lighting setups and think about that. I teach you how to do still lifes. Yeah, it's really good for intermediate.
Still lifes are fantastic.
Like, specific materials, dude. Like, check this out. I break down exactly how I break down materials and study them. It's like, this is a cylinder. It's a reflective cylinder. And then each of these little indentations are concave surfaces. So the bottom of it reflects up, the top of it reflects down, and it goes over that cylinder. And you can break down kind of any material that way. I love this class. Like, I love this class. And I teach everything I know about painting. And that includes like all of this kind of stuff that I'm doing today, where I'm doing bricks and stuff. What?
They want to know the flavor now.
Yeah. Okay. You want to know the flavor? Do you want to know the name of the flavor or what the taste is?
So this is our anime arts course, currently on 20% off sale. The code spring at checkout.
Yeah, and I take you from the complete beginning as well. Like, literally the first lines that you draw in perspective all the way to like final colored environments. When I say it's like an art college, it is literally like an art college. Like, big, long, 14 weeks long. Every single week we're going through the next things. It's like a very linear. And it's like a fast-paced art college where we get to the next lesson, we're getting to the next stuff. And that's why it's really good that you own it forever, because they're extremely dense, high-protein weeks with lots and lots and lots of stuff. Like, we don't mess around.
Nope.
We spend time grinding those fundamentals
You
so
have
we
a
can
lot
get
of
good.
demos to show you from start to finish of how to do certain things and stuff.
Yeah.
The anatomy books kept saying to line up the crotch no matter what, and it always confused me. I would really be careful of saying no matter what.
Yeah.
Because look, this crotch is different from this crotch height. And like that immediately just like broke the logic.
Yeah, I would be very wary of any lessons that say you have to do this, because there are very, very, very few things in art that you cannot find successful examples that contradict that. It is, now there may be like generally it would be a good idea to do this in most cases, but very rarely are there hard set in stone things. Like I took a class by Craig Mullins, widely regarded as just one of the best in the like the concept industry, and I took a class by him, and he's like, I really don't like teaching rules without giving multiple examples of successful exceptions, because you can almost always get exceptions with so much stuff. Like it's so case by case basis. There's good foundation to learn, and then you rely on your foundational training, the technique, and then you kind of manually decide, I'm going to tweak it here, I'm going to change it there, I'm going to mess with this, I'm going to mess with that. But it is good to do exercises, right? Like I would say there are probably right and wrong ways to do certain exercises if you're wanting to practice a certain thing. Like, for example, if you're practicing 1 point perspective, your, Z-axis lines should probably go to the point. Otherwise, is not done right. Like, you can definitely practice assignments wrong when there's like a specific outcome or a specific goal, right? Like, technique.
Technique.
Never made any sense. Yeah, just be careful, like absolutes.
Yeah, absolutes are. Yeah.
And if I ever say absolutes, don't even take it that seriously. Could you show the tension part of the canvas? If I enroll in your course, will I be able to ask and explore questions relating to the lesson? There is a student area of the Discord server, and you can ask questions, but the course does not come with feedback on your homework or work. However, if you have questions and stuff, yeah, you can ask in the Discord, you can ask on the live stream. You could be like, hey, I'm going through your class and got to XYZ lesson, I'm asking about it. We answer questions in the chat all the time with that, but you don't get feedback on your homework as part of the curriculum. It is self-paced. Ooh, ouchies got their heads.
Ouchies got their heads. Yippee! I'm gonna have to look at that message soon. How do I draw elbows and knees? I find it hard to connect the thigh and the calf. Elbows and knees are basically very similar, actually, but knees are kind of complicated.
Tell us about the drink, Colton.
Yeah, people want to talk about the drink.
I'm invested now.
Elbows is to connect. Go ahead. You still have not told them about the flavor yet.
They can wait.
What time do we have to leave, by the way?
I said we'll stream till about 5.
Okay.
We got 40 minutes, chat.
All right. We'll cover as much as possible. But if you like this kind of content, we have our anime art school and stuff. Take one more screenshot. I'll show it one more time. Boop. So here, elbows. I like to connect 2 cylinders, and then I turn this in, and I connect it with a boxy form. That has always worked really well for me, because when you look at your elbow, it's not necessarily a point like this, or else, we'd be stabbing. It'd be really painful to be hit by an elbow, but instead it's kind of like a blunter edge. But the elbow is also surrounded by a little bit of muscle. So like what I do in the forearm is I would fatten it up a little bit. This is what the forearm looks like. So it looks like a chicken leg. So now we get like this kind of padding around the elbow area, and it looks more realistic. Because like from a front view, our elbow kind of looks like this. So here's the pads, here's the actual elbow. That's what we're doing here. I like to use that to me is very successful for me personally. And I can always soften it by saying, hey, let's go in and erase most of this. And now I just want to draw a little tip instead. Like, I can still think about the form underneath, but all I'm showing is the corner. And then here's the outside. Here's the joint, or that little crease in the elbow. And it looks good. And another thing I like to do is I like to go in with elbow, cross it over like that. Ooh, look at that! Nice elbow.
Wow.
Wow, and actually knees work very similarly.
But this could
actually straight up be a knee. The only difference is that you would need to imply the elbow.
Yeah.
But like I would also do it that way.
There's a knee.
There's a
chat.
Knee. Add a little bit of a calf right in the back and boop, like that, and there we got a knee.
Your leg is your arm put on backwards.
It sure is. Now I want to do the course, but I'm scared of the homework portion. Don't be scared.
Don't be scared at all.
Don't be scared at all.
Number one, you have forever to do it. Number two,
Exactly.
you don't actually have to. And number three, it's 100% there for your own benefit. It is like an extra resource.
Yep.
Don't be afraid of extra resources that are there for your help.
Yeah. Like here's a thigh. Thigh's a chicken. Big ham leg. Then it connects to a box.
Okay, chat. You want to know the drink? This flavor is orange creamsicle.
Who got it right? And then
Spring, that's the code. Yep.
Spring.
SPRING. And at
SPR.
checkout, it should tell you that you're getting the discount before you hit purchase.
another
And the
way-
flavor specifically is anime girl thigh. that is it. I'm not even lying.
Another way I like to simplify the knee is drawing like a little shield right on top. I actually simplify the knee a lot this way too. And I feel like it works pretty good. And then after that, the fat and the sinews around it looks like that.
Yup.
And then it connects to the shin.
There it is.
Anime girl thigh.
That's my flavor that I'm drinking. It's good, dude.
Is the drink
I'm-
appetizing? Yes. He's
Oh
been
my
obsessed
gosh,
with this
dude.
brand.
Gamer Sups, like, dude, I wish they sponsored us because it is so good. They have so many just out of the park flavors. They knock it
know,
out of the park.
I want to add an elbow and knee section to the anatomy class. The
Really best
anatomy
channel.
school.
Thank you, Ricky 10.
Thank you.
That's great, dude. That really rolls off the tongue, doesn't it? Ricky 10. Like, oh, what's your username? Ricky 10.
Ricky 10, bro.
Ooh.
It's great. Okay.
You know, like the mogging.
Yeah. Knee breakdown.
Oh.
Okay.
They're definitely going to get the course sometime soon. Awesome. I'm
Awesome.
super excited for that.
Yeah, and don't be afraid of homework. Homework is I started to learn how to like homework when I actually saw improvement. Like everything, all the homework is your personal work to be, to be
Yeah.
just frank with you. Like I
It
give
is
you
for
assignments
your benefit.
and I try to make them fun. Like especially in the head class, I'm like, yeah, do a lot of anime head studies. Like that sounds fun, But sometimes the homework assignments will be a bit dry. But like that's why we walk you through how to do it in the school. But yeah, you want to show your thing because it's more entertaining. I'm not really drawing anything right now. Just join the Discord. Hope to improve my art.
Nice.
I hope so too. I think you
Welcome.
will.
Sorry, I'm just kind of doing a little bit of like... I think I might actually just want to leave it like this. I'll just go... I'm not using any reference, and I really should be. I should be looking at like castle construction stuff, honestly.
Castle construction, yeah.
Yeah. I think a cool... Well, technically this would be like this. So you wouldn't most likely see any sky over there, but we'll cheat it a little bit. We'll just bring this down.
Do you guys draw simultaneously and only stream on one screen? Actually, we have two screens.
We have two screens.
We have a camera that shows the iPad. That's how you're able to see me drawing. And then Colton is sharing his computer screen, and and he's also drawing on
Yeah,
there, so
I'm
it's
on the
technically
stream PC.
Yeah.
It's a very weird setup that was born out of just how our streaming journey worked. For a very long time, Christina and I only streamed from my phone, right? We streamed from my phone, and the camera, the phone, was on a stand, and the stand looked like this. Right? And the stand looked like this, and the iPad was here. We already had an iPad. We used to use Christina's iPad, right? And the phone was here, and it pointed at the iPad. And we streamed, and I stood up for 5 hours straight as we streamed and watched the chat on the phone from above. And then we started streaming from the laptop, and we already had a camera for recording classes. So this got switched out with a camera, and then I started streaming from my laptop. So it was, you know, this instead. And then later on, we got a dedicated streaming PC. Right? With a monitor that was for the same thing. And then I just decided to add my own tablet to this. And so now we have the ability for Christina and I to draw at the same time. And it's just this weird like
thing.
If you started streaming, you wouldn't do this, but we did it because it was just what we had available at the time. We didn't have a streaming PC before.
You forgot the in-between one with the laptop.
Oh, yeah. Well,
there was an in-between setup as well.
Yeah.
Between that.
And it was just a laptop here.
It was a laptop, and we were like super squeezed close together.
Yeah.
Because we had to be.
And then it went to this.
Yep.
And so that's the reason that our setup is like this. It's very weird. Like, I can just hit my button and it switches to Christina's iPad and you can see our hand. But I also like this streaming setup because it allows us to show props physically on screen. And you can't do that if you're just screen sharing. So I actually really like this. We do all kinds of stuff. We teach perspective with the Rubik's Cube. So it's like, oh, the boxes and the rotations and stuff. We show the Asaro heads. We show the skulls. And people really like props. So I actually really like the streaming setup this way.
Yeah. Oh crap, I keep forgetting to work on this.
Lore with visuals. Yeah, I mean, I draw, so so I might as well, you know, do a little bit of visuals. I just think in a very visual way. I explain things visually. I was explaining mortgage payments to Christina the other day, and I drew like a little thing.
It was so helpful.
It made so much sense.
It made so much sense because I find it hard to visualize words, like especially long words. I'm like, what is principle? Like, what's this? Like, okay, so this is that. And so like when he explained it through visuals, it was like, oh my gosh, that makes so much sense.
That's funny. I'm glad it made sense.
Yeah. You would probably make a great video of teaching you how mortgages work with the visuals, just like that. I can totally imagine it. Any tips for drawing wind-blown hair from a chin-up angle, like a character falling? Oh, that's fun. From a side view.
iPad is just way too convenient. Oh my gosh, yeah. It's so convenient. And we already had an iPad in the beginning. So, you know, might as well use what you have.
Yeah. So when hair is falling, right, gravity's like taking place, but instead it's like the force is going this way instead because they're heading downwards and then the hair moves with it. So the hair will go like this.
No.
Will go in this direction.
It's nice to see people who actually enjoy helping people with drawing. Oh my gosh, one of my favorite things in the world. So
Yeah.
rewarding. And you build a community. Like, you make art friends, you hang out, you draw together. Like, it's just a win all around.
You know what it's like? Yeah,
No
exactly.
gatekeeping.
No gatekeeping at
I
all.
think there's so much toxicity in like gatekeeping and all that kind of stuff that, you know, we need to do our part. Like, me personally, I need to do my part in helping make the world a better place.
Yep. Hair falling is a teardrop. Here's the head, here's the hair, and it kind of goes in that way. Or, but of course you can like, you know, flare it out and stuff. But like this feels like now the person's falling from below, and like they're like falling backwards.
Do you guys teach animation or just illustration techniques? We don't teach any animation. We teach drawing foundation. So pretty much all drawing requires foundation. So like perspective, you know, anatomy, figure drawing, like design thinking, all that kind of stuff we teach. But we don't do any animation specifically. Maybe in the future. No gatekeeping here.
Actually, if you want to learn this secret tip, just get our course. No, I'm kidding. Like, we just teach it. Our classes are just there for an organized format, you know?
Yeah, there is pretty much everything I have taught or talked about on stream. Our classes are just a really organized format where it's all long form and we can really in-depth go through stuff, and you get homework as well. But like, there's literally thousands of hours of live streaming that you would have to sift through, and half the time Christine and I are just chilling and chatting and whatever. So like, We've done a lot of live streaming. We've been
Yeah.
streaming every single week, at least 3 times for almost 2 years now.
Yeah.
That helped a lot. Currently working on my first manhwa. Nice.
Wow, awesome.
Love it. Can you show a basic render? A render of what?
Basic render of what? Yeah, exactly.
Brap Chungus is this person's username. I love that. I'm gonna start. I'm gonna start calling Applejack that.
Did you guys do art school or self-taught?
I went to school.
I went to school as well.
I went to a trade school for concept art. And after that, I went and took a couple terms at Art Center in their entertainment design program. And I left to work as a concept artist full-time. A freelance concept artist, which I did for years. Art school and me, we just don't really get along that much, unfortunately. I'm too...
Free-spirited.
Free-spirited.
You just want to do whatever you want, you know?
Yeah, which I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Like, there's lots of good ways to learn. But I did go to a trade school. A head, for example.
Rendering a head?
Why is it yellow then? This drink. I don't know, dude. Ask the drink.
So, when you're rendering a head, understand that's a 3D form. It is round, at least for this anime head type. It is round with a bit of angularity on the chin and the nose. And so all these little landmarks will create shadows or form shadows. And so what I really would recommend to do is understand how to render boxes, spheres, and cylinders. Or boxes and spheres. And understand what form shadows look like, what cast shadows look like. When you are rendering a sphere, for example, this is what the shadow looks like. Like this. If you're rendering a sphere, if you're rendering a box, like you will generally get like a 3 read. You know, darkest, middle, and light. And that will change, the placements of the shadows will change depending on the lighting scenario. So actually, can you pull up one of the lighting heads in our TikTok shop?
You mean my video?
Yeah, your video. Because we'll talk about that as well.
Like...
Yeah. Yes.
Just like this one?
Yep. Like, ooh, like pick a nice one. I think like from top. That looks good. Yep, like that is good. Perfect. So like if you're looking at this, the light is coming from above, and the top of the head is a sphere. So you're rendering it like a sphere. The bottom of the muzzle area, which is like your jaw area, is kind of shaded like a box because there's a top side and a bottom side, and then there's bounce light. So I keep in mind of that, right? And so like look at how the light changes.
That's a sick angle.
That's a sick angle. I want to do that one. Well, I'll try. But like all these forms and all these bumps are caused, like the shadows are caused by the form. Oh, that's such a good angle.
Good.
That's a good one. Yes, we are a couple. We're married. You can get the brush for free on our website. Oh, look at that Rembrandt lighting right there.
Where?
Right there.
Like that?
Yeah.
Kind of, yeah.
Learn some basic portrait lighting. That
Yes.
will help a lot as well. Like, you know, what does a top-down lighting look like? Looks like that. What does rim light look like? Looks like XYZ. And it will create certain shapes.
Like butterfly lighting.
Yeah, like butterfly lighting. Oh, that's so good.
Dude, I love this lighting setup.
I love that lighting setup. And then what I look for is when I'm rendering heads, I'll be like, where's the shadows? Where's the light? And they have a specific shape. So I will block out my light and my shadow that way. And then afterwards, I will soften edges.
Yes.
Some God tier references. Exactly.
Yes.
And
available in our TikTok shop.
yes.
We have a whole bunch of them. There's a male and a female teen head. These, we built them for ourselves. Like, we literally use these as reference. You can grab it if you want.
Made by artists for artists.
Made by artists for artists.
What's the website called? Drawanime.com. Here's
Yes.
the brush. This is also on our profile. Don't Google this website. You got to put it in your URL.
Yeah, dude. Like, oh my gosh, dude. God tier references. Literally. God tier. So this.
Light and cool.
So this is an S-class reference. It's just good. Like,
oh my gosh.
they work so well.
Love that warm and cool.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Never
Shapes.
question about your shadow shapes ever again. So yeah. Top lighting. I have no room. Ooh.
Wait, hold up.
I need more room.
The heck? Okay, I guess this video is messed up then. Ooh, I love that. Ooh. Pause there. Oh my goodness. Oh, Christina, like, I'm not gonna lie, this is
That's
my
a good
favorite.
one.
This is
That's
my favorite lighting.
My favorite lighting is that.
Like, ever.
Actually, you will see a lot of anime images will have that lighting, but it's just like extremely subtle. They will make the light and the shadow very like mild.
Yeah. So what you do is you use these shapes, but you adjust the contrast. It's like the
Yeah,
painting that I did
exactly.
the other day with the buildings. Where was that at? Here it is. So this painting, for example, I guess you can do the demo after I talk about this. This painting uses the same shapes, but the contrasts are different, right? The lighting is the same. What planes are lit and in shadow are the same, except this one, if you look, my read is, this is my lightest, this is my light, this is my medium, right? And then this is like darker. But on this one up here, this is my light, this is all medium, and then I have dark down here. But they're both using the same shapes. I literally just took it and changed the contrast. And so this one uses color to differentiate this side from that side. Mostly. It's like a little bit of value, mostly color. This one uses value, lightness and darkness to differentiate from this side and this side. Obviously, there's color as well, but you can see the contrast between these two sides is a lot larger than the contrast between these two sides. So you can really play a lot with this stuff. Like, there's a lot of flexibility within the foundation, and there's a lot of flexibility within the same light and shadow shapes. This one, light background, and you can see, like, this is the little composition for this top one. This is the composition for the bottom one. Basically that. And they're different, right? Backlight, front light. Not completely, but like, you know. And I find that super interesting. It works the same way with anime heads. Like, you have those shadow shapes and you just adjust the contrasts and colors in how you want. When should you use higher contrast? In an area you want people to pay attention to.
I'm just gonna draw a really quick face here.
So, like, add contrast where you want people to look. That's generally what captures people's attention. Contrast, not just in value, but in color, shape, right? There's value, color, shape, texture, subject matter, right? Which would kind of be like shape, but like if you've got a bunch of, I don't know, if you've got a bunch of like oranges and then you've got someone's face peeking out, like poking out, or like a little like head coming out, that would be like contrast in the subject matter. And so people would go, oh, that one's a face, all the other ones are oranges, I'm gonna pay attention to that.
Yeah. So let me think. Okay. My maximum layer of has been reached.
You probably want to merge Tira to her thing.
Yeah, I'll do that. Okay, there we go.
That just deleted your color.
What?
This was off.
Oh, okay. Got you. I was like, huh? All right. So the way how I would block in shadows is I would use a flat value, separate my light and darks. So like I need to understand my light source. Where's my light source coming from? Let's say my light source is coming from the top. I will keep that in mind. Usually I like to draw a little 3D arrow like this, so I know the direction of my light. And then, okay, everything that is facing this plane will be in light. So everything from here, actually this is,
What are you guys
I want
doing?
to be very tall.
We're just chilling, teaching. We're going to be heading off here in about 20 minutes.
Yep.
Because we got dinner and a movie with my
Yeah.
family. So we went live today at early instead of late.
Mm-hmm. So like this, right here, is going to be my light and my shadow shapes. Because I've done a lot of these angles, this is basically what happens. Now you can, you know, make the contrast higher or lower. Like you can make the shadows really dark, or you can make the shadows really light. Either way, the read will still be the same. Like most anime artists will work within this range, so that everybody can see the face really clearly. But there's still like some nice patches of light and dark, right? So that's how I would block in my lights and my darks. And of course, I also do the same thing for my hair.
You like my hat? Thank you.
Everybody
like it.
likes his hat.
I like it too.
Like, and even the hair will have the same treatment. So like block it out, right? Keep it simple. Don't complicate it at this point. when you have light from the hitting the top, you will get this upward curve like this. So dark, light, dark, like an Oreo cookie. And then once you have your light and your dark established, then you can start saying, oh, I want to add a bit more nuance. Like, you know, for instance, hair. Oh, I want to add a little bit more darks against the light to show a bit more contrast. So then we got dark, dark, a little bit of light. And so we see that nice transition. And I do the same thing with skin. Like, oh, well, what if I wanted to imply a little bit of the eyelid? So because, you know, I have enough room for these things to appear because I made my contrast for my shadows much lighter. But I can also, once again, keep changing it a little bit. And like, what if I want to add a little bit of bounce light? Well, I just leave a little bit of that light in there. And so like now you got like a rendered face. There will generally be like a shadow on your eyes, like on the whites of your eyes, because that's kind of what happens with your eyelid. You'll generally have a shadow underneath your lip, like that. And so like now it feels good. Like when you look at it from afar, it still reads.
Because the shapes are right.
Because the shapes are right.
Like when the shapes are right, the value and color don't really matter that much. And it's like, well, how do I find the right shapes? Foundation. That's the foundation part. Like the perspective, the lighting, the understanding form, and how light interacts with form. Like that's what we teach in our classes is how do you get the right shapes so you can play with them?
Like I'm thinking this, and I'm only describing my highlights with that.
And that's what we teach on stream all the time. That's like the perspective, the different angles that you're seeing different planes, right? Like it's kind of like that, tilted up a little bit.
Yep.
And then the light hits the form and creates specific shapes. And so the shapes of the light and the shadow are caused by light coming in and hitting a three-dimensional object. And then you draw that two-dimensional shape that appears when the light comes and hits the three-dimensional object. And there's wiggle room. Like you can play with it. It doesn't have to be super specific. It just has to kind of be somewhat believable.
Yeah, and look, this is what a lot of artists do. You will not unsee this. They add a little bit of the hair and they cut into this shape. Seen a lot of people do this.
The brush, it's on our
website.
It's on our website, yeah. Right here, and it's also in the Discord server. By the way, we do have a Discord server, and we're gonna have daily challenges and bi-weekly challenges starting soon. We're gonna be starting them early next week, most likely Monday.
Yeah.
And it's gonna be really fun. You're gonna have daily prompts and images that you can draw and study from, and then we're going to do bi-weekly challenges that are focused on your own characters and stories and making comics of them. It's gonna be really fun.
Yeah. All right.
What else? So before we color, should we make it a grayscale? You don't have to.
You don't have to. I think it's easier to explain all this stuff in grayscale, but when I'm coloring like this and when Colton and I are coloring like this, we think in terms of grayscale. We're just using color.
Bro.
That makes sense. Oh my gosh, it looks so good.
Wow,
it looks so good.
Mine.
Can you show your Discord again? Yes. The Discord invite is on our website, which is this right here. And it's also on our profile.
Yeah.
Make sure you download the link outside of TikTok or else it won't work.
Mine worked.
Oh, yours worked?
I mean, when I open the Discord invite in the TikTok app, it works for me.
Okay then.
But it doesn't work for some people.
Yeah.
I haven't heard that complaint in a long time. Maybe they changed something.
Maybe they did.
Oh, you like my new ring? My Mickey ring?
My Mickey ring. How do you feel about Mickey being immortalized on this face?
Oh my gosh, chat. We came up with this idea, right? Trophy. Golden anime head trophy. What about that? Golden anime head trophy as an award for winning like a challenge or contest or something, and so you get the golden
head award.
The golden head award. Is it the dumbest thing you've ever heard? Like that's so cool.
I love how you just like looks like you're strangling it.
Yeah. I won.
The trophy.
I won. You just did in the Discord with no problems? Awesome. People you used to not be able to open the invite from like the TikTok app. It used to give you a bunch of like random numbers and characters, and you'd have to like copy the link manually and paste it into Discord. But now it looks like it works fine.
Oh, that's good. I'm glad.
I want the Golden Head Award. Will the shipping be worth more than the trophy then? Oh, absolutely. Oh yeah, it would cost way more to ship it, especially to some upside down country like Australia. You know, it'd cost like, I don't know how much to print it or whatever, but oh my gosh, dude. I want the Golden Head Award. We want the Golden Head Award. Make that Meeky Beaky tier. Oh my gosh, yeah. If someone gets Meeky Beaky tier on YouTube, we'll ship them a Golden Head as well. Keep on. Yeah, that'd be funny. Maybe we would do that. That's hilarious. Good idea. Sick. They want the Golden Head.
That's so funny.
I'm super excited for challenges. That's gonna be so fun. Oh my gosh.
I have more stuff to do.
24k gold. Like 24 grams of plastic gold.
Plastic, yeah.
No, we don't do any animation.
No.
I am a really big fan of the new destroyed building. What do you think of that, dude?
It looks spicy. I really like that.
Scene. So this is what I painted while I was ignoring you today, chat. I turned this into this, and I think it's actually pretty cool.
Wow.
It's not integrated that well. I need to come over here and, you know, do a little bit of. Maybe we break that out, but I think it looks pretty good. It's pretty cool. Pretty cool, man. Pretty cool.
Pretty cool, man.
I've been really majorly needing to come in here and do. I need darker. This kind of thing.
What if you get one professional that wins every challenge y'all make?
There is no winner.
There's no winner.
It's just for funsies. We do fun stuff sometimes like that, but these challenges are just gonna be for funsies, and the reward is that all the submission artwork gets reviewed and shown live on a live stream. But our teacher actually had that problem. We had an oil painting teacher. His name's Robert Lemler. He's had like galleries for like 40 years. He kept entering this one competition online, and he won it like over and over and over. And then they like changed the rules, so he couldn't win. Which, by the way, if you can do that, I would totally do it. It's a fault of the rules, not yours.
That's true. That's a nice looking. That's nice. I wish I could do that.
You can, dude.
I can, but just with some struggle.
Yeah,
like I can do that piece.
Really need to define all these bricks and stuff,
those.
but like I'd go.
How will I win the head?
Who knows?
I don't know.
We haven't figured it out yet.
We don't necessarily do it based on like pure drawing skill. There's like thing is,
yeah, we're
not impressed exactly by, oh my gosh, how well can you render something, or how realistic does this look. We care about the idea a lot, and of course the execution matters too, but like more so, does it make us feel something?
Yeah, I think creativity a lot of the time with ideas definitely beats out, at least for when we run like camp challenges and competitions and stuff. Creativity almost always beats out like the technical ability. Technical ability is definitely one of the factors, but creativity for us is like the big one. Like, how clever is the idea? Is it interesting?
It's executed pretty decently well.
Yeah, but we're not even running a competition right now. I was just mentioning an idea that we had, which was like the Golden Anime Head Awards. I think that would be hilarious.
We're just doing it for funsies. It's not like this kind of like super serious flex thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, we are married. Need some advice for color theory? I don't know. How much time do we have left? We have about 10 minutes.
We have 10 minutes. Let's do it. Color theory. The colors that you choose don't really matter that much. What matters more generally is how the colors relate to each other. Are they believable? Do they make sense? Like, for example, this could be a red tower. Let's make this a red tower, chat.
Whoa, okay.
So I'm going to choose like red, and I'm going to go, okay, couple of factors, right? Number one, this tower is a little bit in the distance. It's getting a layer of kind of atmosphere, and the atmosphere is a little bit bluish. So I'm going to consider that when I'm choosing my color. Number two, I've got a lit side, which is lit by warm light, and then I've got a shadowed side. So lit side, let's just go warmish. But it's a bit gray because I've got atmosphere. Shadowed side, definitely going to be a lot cooler, and it's darker, but not a lot darker because there's atmosphere. So maybe I'll choose this color. That, for me, is a pretty good starting point. Make it a cylinder, drawing foundation. Core shadow on your cylinder. I'm going to take a look at it and go, let's see where we're at. Where are we at here? Am I feeling like it's working? Am I not feeling like it's working? I check my values. Yeah. Sounds good. Looks good to me. Let's take our chunk out. Actually, no, we'll not do that yet. Let's sculpt some of this stuff out. You know, let's make sure that our perspective is making sense. I'll go in here and maybe just reduce my opacity a little bit so I can kind of carve this out. This is exactly the process that I go through when I'm thinking in terms of what color is something. I'm going to start with kind of my local color, and then I'm going to throw on all of my like environmental factors and stuff on top of it. So there's my red tower. Am I feeling good about it? You know, maybe I'll go a little bit down in saturation, a little bit more. Maybe up here, I could come up a little bit and go a little bit warmer. Maybe have like a gradient or something. Okay. I've got a ledge here. This is going to be in shadow. Ellipse. This is going to cast shadow.
It's a Mario pipe.
Yeah, it's kind of like a Mario pipe, right? So this is how I would do like the red tower, and I would consider my colors. Got to make sure that this is hooking around behind there, right? That makes sense. This is a sharp edge. This is a cast shadow, so it's a harder edge coming down there. Bounce from the ground. Let's just say we'll get some warm bounce from the ground.
What does checking your values mean?
I'm looking at it in black and white and going, does it feel three-dimensional to me? Does it feel like my shadows are too dark or my lights are too light, right? Like if I did, I don't know, this, that to me would, it kind of feel a little bit out of place. It feels like it's too contrasty for the distance. So like checking my values literally just means like checking the black and white, seeing if I feel like it's working well, because color can be a little bit deceptive. I'll come back in here. You know, we could add some ambient occlusion. Maybe I'll make it a little bit cooler, darker. What does that look like?
Hey, me too.
This. Ambient occlusion, right back in there. Right, and I feel like that works pretty well as a starting point, right? We can just kind of do this, have a little bit of cast shadow right here. There's like how I would add a red tower. And so I'm like choosing a color, and then I'm layering on top all of those different ambient environmental factors, right? How far away is it? What's the color of the atmosphere? Am I on Mars? Well, then it gets a little bit more orange. Am I on, you know, am I in the city? It gets more gray. Am I in the country? It gets more blue. Well, this is medieval. Obviously, they don't have a lot of smog in medieval times, so it's going to be more blue, but maybe there's some, like, dust and stuff in the air. It's snowy out. If it's snowy, you don't have quite as much dust. Maybe it's, like, snow dust, right? So it's, like, wisping through the air, and it's, like, kind of a white particle. So I'm going to think it's going to maybe act similarly to, like, a blue atmosphere. I've got the blue sky up here. There's clouds, but it's definitely going to influence my shadows. And so, like, I choose kind of a starting point, and then I layer all these other environmental factors on top of it in order to proceed.
But it's very hard to do this unless you know generally the fundamentals.
Yes. I'm drawing in perspective. I'm lighting things. I'm considering my lighting angle. right? This is a McDonald's.
McDonald's building.
And
Yippee.
so again, I'm going to do the same thing with yellow. It's just like this is being hit by light. This is in the shadow. What happens when you add blue to this yellow? You're probably going to come down a lot in saturation. We're going to get darker. Maybe something like that.
But like, notice that when he does this, he's thinking about a process in his head.
Yes.
Like like his brain is working like a computer because it is a computer.
I'm taking it in stages, right? I'm going, got my yellow. This is the shadow. How do I cool down yellow? I go towards gray. Okay. I darken it because it's in the shadow, but it's a well-lit day. There's a lot of bounce light. I'm not going to darken it that much. And then I come down and then I just put it down and go, where am I at? Like, do I think it's working? Do I think it's not working? Why is it not? Or why is it working? Right?
So the shadow will have environmental color?
Oh my gosh, yeah. Bounce light. If it didn't, you would have the moon,
Black.
which is black at night because there's no bounce light up there. And so, you know, Sarah would love this.
Yep.
Somebody told Sarah that we drew McDonald's castle on stream. And that's what I would do. That's how I would add like red to this shot. And I go, do I wish it was more red? Do I wish it was less red? Well, let's go here and let's kind of like bump this up a little bit in terms of like intensity of red.
Ooh.
Maybe like this. Yeah, that's pretty nice too. Let's add chips to this, right? Okay, so
Is it possible to draw something like this on other programs like Procreate?
oh my gosh, yeah. I'm literally using the basic round brush. This is on like
Is this McDonald's?
McDonald's, yeah.
Is that like paint metal or something like that?
It's like, I don't know,
Chips.
maybe. We'll do like metal chips. How about that? This
By the way,
makes
we
no
have 3
sense.
minutes.
3 minutes, okay. I come down here, and then what do I do down here? It's pretty warm. Getting warm bounce. Darker. It's metal. Maybe I do something like this.
Ooh. Showing the form.
Maybe a little bit lighter. Just, I wanted to read against that. So, for some reason, this is McDonald's now. Right? And like things chip along the edges. And I'm also thinking in terms of like materials. So I'm drawing around the form, right?
Bring it around town.
Bring it around town. Exactly. I'm drawing around the form. I'm thinking, what are my materials? Well, metal. Well, things scratch on the edges a lot of the time. Like, I'm just making this up. Like, this is kind of a nonsense design. It doesn't really make any sense, right? We could go in here.
So it's just skill. Well, good to know. Yeah, in a way, yeah,
Like that.
basically it is just skill.
Yeah, I mean,
It
you
is
can't do it.
basically
You
just
have to
skill.
practice for sure.
Yeah. I was gonna say, yeah, but it's not, but I'm like, no, actually, yeah, it is.
Oh,
It is skill.
I wouldn't say it's just skill. It's like applied practice over many years of observation and trying again. And like nobody just does this.
Yeah.
It's not just like this poof and it exists. Like it's a very, you think about it a lot. It's a learned skill. You could absolutely learn how to do it. I know many, many people who've learned how to do this who did not start drawing at all.
People want to see the whole drawing.
My McDonald's tower medieval town. Yeah, and then again, like here's my cast shadow down here that I missed. So let's just go do that. Maybe it gets a little bit softer as I get further from the source of that shadow. There's McDonald's tower for some reason. And then obviously this is silliness, and this is the original
serious
tower.
one.
Yeah, this is my serious tower.
The way you smudge the two colors seemed to interest me more. Like what? It's a fun brush.
So, the smudge. The way that I think about smudge is with hard and soft edges. I just go, do I want people to look here? Do I not want people to look here? And then if I don't want them to look there, I'll smudge it. And of course, I'm also layering on like, what's the form? Is it a cylinder? Is it a hard edge? Is it a soft edge? Is it a core shadow? Is it a cast shadow? This is all you learn in like basic form rendering classes. Like hard edge right here. Right? That's a cast shadow, cast shadow, cast shadow. This is soft, core shadow,
Same
core
way
shadow.
with bodies too.
Yeah, you'd learn this in a figure painting class. Core shadow. This is a cylinder, or rather a
Sarah,
cone.
she came over.
Oh, Sarah, look what I made
She said,
for
hello,
you.
I heard there was a McDonald's tower. Yes, there is.
Here it is.
Don't forget about the time. Kelly says, yes.
Yes,
5
for
o'clock. Just want to say that your tutorials helped me learn anatomy and figure drawing. Awesome. Hey, I mean, I think it's also part of those fries. It's definitely part of you as well because you are applying the knowledge, and that is more important, most important. Oh my gosh. She looks like she's sniffing the fries.
Yeah. All right, we're gonna have to head off here.
Yeah, one more question. I feel like I'm not creative and I can't express anything in my drawings. Is there any way I can fix it? Draw a lot. Sorry.
Creativity is something that can be learned. I've watched a lot of people do it. You can learn to be more creative through practice and learning about the world and stuff.
It just comes with time. You'll figure out your design sense as you continue drawing and seeing what you like. She looks like she's only a McDonald's fan.
Anyways.
Yep.
There's McDonald's, and there's the destroyed.
The destroyed building looks so good.
The destroyed building, which I didn't show the process because
Yeah.
Christina was doing a bunch of demos and stuff.
So don't forget, Anime Art School is currently 20% off. This is all the stuff that we teach. We teach the fundamentals of art and how you can create your own characters and your own stories and put them in backgrounds, and turn them and make them come to life. So it's currently 20% off with the code SPRING at checkout.
Yep.
Take a screenshot for your reference.
We teach everything we know.
Yep, we do.
And more.
Yep, and more.
No, we teach everything we know in our Anime Art School. It's a big program. But on that note, we are going to have to head off. We got dinner with my parents to go to.
Yep.
And I'm excited. It's educational. Awesome. And we have, we've been going live a lot lately. So if you want to show up more, you know, we'll still be going live all the time.
All right. Have a good day, everyone.
Thank you, everybody. Have a good day. We will have our little... There's no kitty in the nest, unfortunately. They're probably watching the birds because it's that time of day. Thank you.
For watching.
Dude, Abby looks so good.
I know, she does.
It's such a dumb song, dude. It's so weird. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye, YouTube.
Bye.
See ya.